Good morning, my witchlets. This is gluten-free short crust pastry that I've had sitting in my my refrigerator since last night. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll this out so that we can get started making some hand pies and go from there. This is a simple recipe using 7.5 ounces approximately of gluten-free flour, half a cup of cold butter, a pinch of salt, a teaspoon of xanthan gum, and I used a single egg mixed with some vodka to give a flakier crust to it. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on rolling this out to about 1/4 inch thick. I'm going to use cling wrap covered with gluten-free all-purpose flour and some gluten-free all-purpose flour here on top, like that. And with that out of the way, second piece of cling wrap here. Now you want to make sure that you don't press too hard on it. You're just trying to roll it to get it into as good of a square shape as you can. So this is going to take me a little bit because this is very cold dough, but that's okay. And when I come back, I will have my dough flattened for you, and we will go from there on how to cut it out and prepare the insides for the pie. All right, as you can see, I've got 2 rounds cut out. I have more dough here to cut, hopefully 2 more rounds out of. I have it about 1/4 inch thick, and so I'm going to go ahead and I'm only going to get 1 out of this size. These are 4-inch circular cookie cutters, and they need to be, you want about a 4-inch diameter spread for these hand pies. So I'm going to go ahead and roll this one last time because it's starting to get warm. Roll this one last time and cut a final round from this. See if I need to make any adjustments. Okay. This should work. Should barely work. Okay. There we go. And then we can take our leftover dough and either toss it or wrap it and put it in the refrigerator for future use. I am going to make more of this crust. I just wanted to have enough here to show you guys what to do. So I'm going to put this away. And we will come back and have everything reframed for doing the insides of these tasty, tasty pies. Okay, we are back, and I'm going to go ahead and put my spices here into my turkey. Now normally for the recipe that I'm making, you would want to use a fattier meat like pork or a fattier beef or whatever, but the first time I had made these particular hand pies, I did it with turkey and it turned out really, really well, and I really liked the flavor. So I'm turning my turkey into turkey sausage here. We had some garlic, some cloves, some allspice, some rosemary, thyme, sage, all of those wonderful, lovely things, fennel seed, and a little bit of brown sugar. So we mix the spices together first, and then you are seeing how we're handling it. We put them into the meat and then move the meat around and knead it and get everything nice and blended in. Don't worry, I'm only sniffling because I just cut up half an onion and this one was really strong, and my sinuses are a bit cleared out from that. All right, so now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go wash my hands very quickly, and then we're going to get started over here on the stove. So I'll be back in just a moment. Okay, we are back and we are ready to get started here with our sausage. So I'm gonna go ahead and heat my stove to high/medium high. I'm already preheating my oven for the hand pies. The hand pies need to be baked at 375 degrees Fahrenheit, since I'm American and we have a really messed up system of measuring things. But 375 degrees Fahrenheit, my oven is off, so if you end up seeing the dial there that says 435, that's because my oven is about 50 to 75 degrees off. So, and I have to make adjustments based on that. So, pan is heating up, and I'm going to go ahead and plop that into our frying pan. And we want to break this up, but not overly. And because this isn't going to have as much fat as pork would, or a fattier bit of beef, I'm probably going to toss a little butter in to help with the next step, which is the onions. So I'm going to go ahead and brown my meat, and when that's all nice and done, we're going to take it out of the pan, and then going to put it into another bowl and then brown our onions. So I will be back in just a moment with all of that happy information. So we just finished moving the ground turkey out of our frying pan and then had a little bit of a disaster. So now we're back and we're going to add our diced onions to the pan, or I should say our mostly diced onions, because this onion was particularly strong and there was only so much cayenne I could handle. So I've added a little butter to my pan simply because my turkey is not a fatty type meat, and I need it to have a bit more grease, I guess you could say, in here. So I ended up adding a little bit of butter, probably about a tablespoon. But we're going to go ahead and cook these onions down until they've sweat out most of the liquid and they are browning up on the edges. Of course, they're a little brown right now, as you can see, because of the spices that I had in my turkey for my sausage. So this will take probably about 2 minutes or so, so I'll come back in a couple minutes and show you where we're at. Okay, you can see how beautiful these onions look right here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add our spices. So we're going to add approximately half a tablespoon of thyme. And we are going to add, that'll stay on the floor, about half a teaspoon of allspice. Then about a quarter teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper. A pinch of nutmeg, and a pinch of course sea salt. All right, we are going to go ahead and take these out of the oven. And I'm going to hit everything on my way. Look at these. These look perfect. This is what they should look like. So I'm going to go ahead and let those cool. And like I said, I will put a link to the pastry recipe in the description for this video. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in and watching. And I hope that you liked what you saw here today. If you did, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment too, because that would be fantastic. I love chatting with people. You can leave me a dislike if you didn't like what you saw, and that's fine. Just leave me a comment and let me know what went wrong. You can subscribe to the channel so that you will be able to get the videos as soon as they come out, but make sure you hit the notification bell because that will tell you when the videos are uploaded every week. I do one on Tuesdays and one on Thursdays about 10 a.m. for both of them, but sometimes I'll throw in extra videos, like for example this weekend. Well, it's this coming weekend, it'll be past because this will be on Tuesday, but it's my anniversary weekend and my husband and I are going to the Queen Mary, so there might be some extra video footage in the coming weeks. Maybe a spooky encounter or something. So we'll see. We'll see. Still working on it. So thank you for your time. Thank you for subscribing, liking. Head over to Patreon if you think I've earned your support there. And check us out. We also have a Discord server. So we'll see you on the flip side.